Okay, folks, listen. This is a live stream, and if you're looking for the live stream chat, for those who are watching it on a replay, understand that it doesn't show up for like 14, 15 hours after I've already finished this live stream. So you're probably not even going to see this live chat till tomorrow, you know what I mean? On And why am I doing this video right now? This live stream because Elvis tomorrow, because today's January 7th, tomorrow Elvis turns 88. Okay. I told you, get ready because this year you're going to be in for a serious tsunami ride, if you understand what I'm saying. Because Elvis equals water in gematria. I told you, Elvis equals reset. Elvis is the reset. All right. Anyway, so tomorrow Elvis turns 88 years old. Okay. And it's still 45 years after he died. Okay. And it's still going to be 45 years during my predictions. If you don't know my predictions, on June 11th, there's going to be a spectacular event in Seattle, okay? And then after the spectacular event, somehow Elvis becomes connected to that June 11th event, okay? And Elvis is still going to be dead for 45 years during that time. And then the last prediction is that on August 4th, Trump gets his head wound and he survives that head wound on August 4th, Trump, okay, which is Obama's birthday, but Trump gets the head wound on August 4th. And Elvis is still going to be 45 years dead at that time, okay? And Trump is the 45th president, okay? Now, this video is going to show you a lot of things that happened recently that connects to this puzzle, okay? And like I said, you're going to be amazed, like if you have a brain in your head. If you don't, then I'm sorry that, you know, that you're not using your brain, okay? Yeah, and for the people who don't know, that I've been telling everybody for the last 5 years that Elvis is the phoenix rising. Elvis is the beast out of the sea. Elvis is the kraken. Elvis is the goat. Okay. Now I forgot what the other one was. There was one more, but what's funny is that Elvis. I mean, now that they're saying there's a variant called the Kraken, okay, which I didn't really, I didn't know in my last live stream or in my last video that they called it that. But we'll see what comes of that new variant called the Kraken. But anyway, and by the way, I had mentioned that Elvis was the Kraken, you know, because I was connecting it to the beast out of the sea, because which is what a Kraken is. The Kraken, the Seattle hockey team is named the Kraken. And they named that the Kraken after I said Elvis was the Kraken. So I was saying that before they, you know, because I was connecting Elvis to Seattle. You understand what I'm saying? Now, let me tell you what's going on here. Oh, and by the way, Trump, like I said, on August 4th, he receives the head wound and he heals from that head wound on 8/8. Okay. Somewhere, you know, around 8/7, 8/8, most likely 8/8, because Elvis turns 88 this year. The name Trump equals 88 if you do it in gematria. Listen, if you're new to the channel, you're not going to grasp this. You have to watch all these videos for the last, you know, whatever, the last 50 videos to fully grasp it all. And you'll understand how incredible this puzzle is. Anyway, so let's get started. So supposedly, I mean, not supposedly, but I'm going to get into all the current events that happened about that football player and all that stuff. But first, we want to talk about this the voting thing that's been going on to vote for the new Republican Speaker of the House, right? And this Kevin McCarthy, he's been, you know, they've tried to elect him 14 times, and on the 15th try, he got it. And why is this important? The 15th try is because the 15 is the crown number. I'll explain it later in the video, but if you know my videos, you know that the 15 is a crown number because the letter O is the 15th letter of the alphabet. The O is a crown. Okay. Now, let me get started with this, all the current event stuff, and I'll show you how it all connects, folks. Okay. Just give me a moment. Give me a moment to set up. You should see all the work I did. It took me like many hours, folks, to do all this. Okay, so the 118th Congress, okay, is set up right now. That's what this Kevin McCarthy just became the Speaker of the House, the 118th. And you know, Elvis, he was born on 1/8, so there's a connection right there. And you notice it's the 11/8, 8/11 numbers. 8/11 is the 223rd day of the year. 8 times 11 equals 88. Elvis turns 88 in 2023, get it? And Trump, the name Trump equals 88. All right, so we got that right there. But real quick, I forgot to show something. What I want to show is the numbers. Hold on. Let me just show you this numbers real quick. Hold on my television. Give me a moment. So, and I was the first one to reveal the later in the video what I'm going to show you. So this was the final tally. Finally, McCarthy came ahead. Look, it says McCarthy elected House Speaker after 15 votes, okay? After 15 different times they had to do this. Now look at the final tally, okay? 216 and 212. Okay, I'll explain what these numbers are about, but I just wanted you to see. This guy's name is Hakeem Jeffries, and I'll explain why he's important. I was the first one to reveal what the importance of this guy is, and then you'll see why it had to be the 216 in a moment, okay? So I just want you to see that first. Give me a moment here. Hold on. Okay, let's get back to what I was showing you. Give me 1 second to set this up. Like I showed you a minute ago about the 118th Congress, okay? Now pay attention, okay? The 118th Congress. Kevin McCarthy, he's born on 126. Okay, I'm going to show you why that's important in a moment, okay? Besides what I'm showing you here. So Elvis was born on 1/8. Kevin was born on 126. 2 plus 6 is 8. Okay, so it's basically like a 1/8, 1/8. But anyway, in between his birthdays, between Elvis's birthday and Kevin's birthday is 18 or 19 days. 18 plus 19 equals 37. I told you EL. Elvis starts with EL. EL means God. 3 and 7 look like the letters EL. Okay, if you turned it upside down. That's what this is all about, the EL. They're going to birth L out of the water in Seattle. Elvis equals water. Elvis equals reset. Anyway, Elvis has the EL, okay? Let's get to the next thing. And remember, it's the 118th Congress, right? So there was 216 votes for Kevin McCarthy. Hakeem Jeffries was 212. You know that Abraham Lincoln's birthday is 212, and you know what happened to Abe, good old Abe. And Kevin McCarthy, he actually said something about Abe Lincoln during his, speech after he won. Okay, and I'm going to show you what the 216 is in a moment. But let's look at this Hakeem Jeffries. I talked about this a while back, but first let me just tell you what the 216 is about. Okay. August 4th, the day Trump gets his head wound, 8/4, is the 216th day of the year. Okay, so Trump's going to get his head wound on 8/4. August 4th is 8/4. The 216th day of the year is August 4th. Okay, Trump is born on 6/14. 6 times 14 equals 84. So you have the 8-4, okay, connected. And then Elvis Aaron Presley, his full name equals 216. 216th day of the year is August 4th. Obama's born on August 4th, the day Trump gets his head wound. And Obama was the president before Trump, right? And 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. Okay, you see? Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216. All right, so that's why the 216 is so important. So now, when you see this, like, what is the chance that Kevin McCarthy, the vote count is going to be 216 on the final tally of 200 after 15 tries? Because 15 is the crown. Okay? Now, the Democratic Speaker of the House, the guy that Kevin McCarthy beat finally, Hakeem Jeffries, was born in Crown Heights, New York. And you know, Trump was born in New York. And the crown, I just told you that he won on the 15th try, Kevin McCarthy, and the 15 is the crown, okay? The letter O is the 15th letter of the alphabet. And Trump is born in New York. Hakeem Jeffries was the guy who lost to Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy had 216 votes. The 216th day of the year is August 4th. Hakeem Jeffries is the Democratic House Speaker. What is the chance of this happening? And the guy is just like a clone of this Obama dude. You know, the way he talks, you know, it's just like Obama. And Obama's born on August 4th. And I told you that Trump gets his head wound on August 4th, which is Obama's birthday. And then he heals from his deadly wound on 8/8, 8/7 or 8/8, okay? Now, let me show you this, okay? I know you're not going to understand this yet, but you will. Just pay attention, okay? So if the word twin equals 66, that's basically one twin, okay? Twin equals 66. So it's not twins, but twin, right? So it'd be one twin. So if it's two twins, 66, 66, 66 times 2, forget about what it equals, but look, 662, 66. And why am I showing you this? Because, see, it's the double. It's a 66, 66, right? For two twins. Because, you know, Elvis and his identical twin were born, because Elvis's identical twin died at birth, okay? Now, why am I showing you this 662, 66? Because, what the hell did I do with it? Hold on. Hold on, folks. Hold on. I lost the, oh, here it is. I think I misplaced it somewhere. Hold on. So let me just go back for a second. I mixed up the papers for a second. So Elvis and Jesse, the identical twins, were born in Tupelo, Mississippi, right? On 1/8/1935. And I told you Jesse supposedly died at birth. And that's why Trump is the replacement twin for Jesse. Okay, that's what this whole thing's about. That's why the Twin Towers fell 66 years after Elvis was born. Okay? Because it's the 66, the twin number. And anyway, the area code for Tupelo, Mississippi is 662. Okay? And what does that mean? That means just like what I just showed you here. It's two of them were born on that day. That's why you had the Tupelo 662. That's the area code. But one of them died, makes it 661 now, okay? But the reason I was showing that, okay, pay attention, the 661 and the 662 connection, the reason I'm even bringing that up is because Kevin McCarthy, check this out. He's born in area code 661, Bakersfield, California. And you know, I live in Glendale, California, which connects to all of this because the Super Bowl this year is in Glendale, Arizona. But anyway, the area code is 661. And I just told you Tupelo, Mississippi is 662. And if you add the year that Kevin McCarthy won, which is this year, look at that. It's 884. You see that? 884. I told you Trump gets his head wound on 8/4, comes back 8/8. Elvis turns 88 tomorrow, January 8th. Okay. Or for those watching 15 hours later, maybe it's tomorrow already. But anyway, so So anyway, that's why I was showing 661 or 662, uh, and what the importance of that was. Okay, hold on one second. I misplaced some paperwork again. What in the heck am I doing, man? Hold on. So anyway, what I was showing was that like two twins, twins, 66, 66, because that's what twin equals, would be 662, which is the Tupelo area code where the twins were born, right? And then look at this. George Washington, because Seattle, because Seattle is the June 11th event, and Seattle's in Washington, right? George Washington, he became a master mason on August 4th, okay? 1753. From that day, August 4th, 1753, to the day Elvis was born is 66,266. 66266. You see what I'm showing you? I just explained it to you. You got the 66 twice, 662, okay, which would be kind of like the 66266. You see what I'm saying? All right. And that's why it's pretty important. Did you guys get that or no? Is there anybody here who didn't get that? Because I don't want to move on until you guys understand that. Yeah, I'm showing all that. Just come there. Did anybody here not understand that before I move on? Because I'm I'm starting to get kind of like confused because of all these cards in my way. So I want to be able to keep going here. All right. All right. Anyway, so now let me get back to Kevin McCarthy. So Kevin McCarthy, he's born on 126, right? Kevin McCarthy's born on 126. And that's the day that Kobe Bryant died. And Kobe Bryant, he died 42 years, I believe, after Elvis died. Okay, somebody's got to check that. If you look at it on the calculator, I believe it was 42 years after Elvis died. Anyway, he dies on 126. And June 11th is the 162nd day of the year, which is the Seattle event I'm talking about, connecting to Elvis. August 4th is the 216th day of the year, which is the Trump head wound. Look at the numbers. 16-2, 162, 216. It's the same numbers. 162, 216. You see what I'm saying? So that's another connection. And the fact that there was 216 votes for Kevin McCarthy to win, when he won, he had 216 votes just yesterday. And August 4th is the 216th day of the year, and he beat Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries was born on August 4th, the 216th day of the year. You see how it all connects? And, during that, they actually nominated a dude named Donalds to go up against these two when they were doing the votings. I mean, when they were doing one of the votes out of the 15 that they did, one of the guys was named Donalds. You see that? Because I told you Trump gets his head wound on August 4th. And Donalds is born on 10/28, which is the day Elvis took the needle back in 1956. Elvis was the first famous person to take a needle on live television. He took the polio injection, and that was Bill Gates' first birthday. Okay, and the guy who invented the polio injection vaccine was Jonas Salk, and Jonas Salk was born 42 years to the day that Elvis took the needle on 10/28, 1956. And Bill Gates, is born in Seattle, Washington. Everything connects to the Seattle Space Needle, okay? That's what this is all about. And I told you that Kevin won on his 15th try, and the O equals 15. O it represents the crown, okay? Because there's going to be a king crown this year. Do you not understand? Elvis is the king. Seattle is in King County. King Charles is going to be crowned on the 102nd 126th day of the year. Do you get it? Okay? Kevin McCarthy's born on 126. Kobe died on 126. I believe that 5/6, the day that King Charles is going to be crowned, is... Hold on. Am I right about this? Hold on. See, I didn't study that. Hold on. I'm doing things on the spur of the moment here, folks. Hold on. What number day of the year is May 6th?
126th day.
I was right.
According to Wikipedia,
yeah.
May 6th is...
You see what I'm saying? Is there anyone here who didn't get what I just explained? Is there anyone here who did not get what I just explained here? Do you see how incredible that puzzle is? Is there anyone who didn't get it? I need some feedback before I move on, folks. And I told you the 126, not only is it Kevin McCarthy's birthday, it's also connected to the numbers connect to June 11th and August 4th. 162-216. Anyway. All right. And I told you Seattle's in King County. Elvis was known as the king. A king gets crowned this year. Do you get it? It's a ritual, okay? Do you not understand? The ritual is coming, man. And I told you Elvis is the Antichrist. And he was born in Tupelo, Mississippi. Tupelo is a 662 area code. The words the Antichrist equals 154. If you put the Tupelo area code with the 154, it equals 816. Elvis died on 8/16. Do you see it? So that means the only area code in the world that could match with the Antichrist and have this connected would be the Tupelo, Mississippi, where the twins were born. I tell you, the twins, that's what the Twin Towers fell. I'm not going to go through all that. For the people who don't know, I've already explained how the Twin Towers falling has to do with Elvis and his identical twin. Yeah, and Tupelo has the EL and the O is the crown. I've already talked about all that, so you guys got to watch the videos to fully grasp all this. It is mind-blowing, this information. And when you see it manifest before your eyes, you are going to lose your mind, okay? Because, see, I'm already prepared for it. But most of the world, of course, obviously isn't. And most of my viewers can't even fathom what's about to happen. Why do you think I've never stopped? I told you, this is my destiny, all right? And you're going to see it manifest before your eyes, all right? Anyway, let's move on. So there was a football player who collapsed during a Monday night football game, okay? And how does this connect to everything? Okay, you think it's just a coincidence that a guy collapses on the field and his heart stopped and they revived him, okay? Now, let's look at the connections of this thing. Okay, now, by the way, I did not do I could have found probably a lot more. So this dude's name is Damar Hamlin, and he played for the Buffalo Bills, and I told you it was a Monday Night Football game. He just, after he got hit, he supposedly just collapsed, his heart stopped, and he was revived, right? Okay, now, so... like I said, it was the Buffalo Bills Cincinnati Bengals game, all right? And I'm not going to get into that. Forget it. And the game was in Ohio because it was at the Cincinnati, game. So the game was in Ohio. He collapsed and he was revived, right? And remember, I told you that Trump gets his head wound on August 4th. He survives that head wound and he comes back on 8/8 or 8/7, like 3 or 4 days later. And this guy, he came back to life, not to life, but he was, he first said his first words, I think 3 or 4 days later, okay? Which kind of goes right to what I just told you about Trump getting his head wound on August 4th and coming back 8/8. Damar Hamilton, okay? I mean, Damar Hamlin. And Hamilton actually, wasn't Hamilton in some kind of duel? Or am I mistaken it? Wasn't he like shot, Hamilton? Anyway, so Damar Hamlin, um, uh, if you look at the initials, it's 4, D equals 4, H equals 8. Look at that, 8448. Trump gets his head one on 84. And the 48th prime number is 223, and that's this year, 223, you see? That's another connection, okay? And what was I going to show here? What the heck am I doing? Hold on, folks. I don't have this in order or what? Why do I not have his birth date on here? Hold on, folks. What did I do here? Oh my goodness. Hold on, folks. Just give me a moment to move on. I didn't write down. Oh, let me just talk about it. Hold on. I got to show it. I didn't write it down, so let me just show it to you. When was Damar Hamlin born? So let me just show it to you. That way you know I'm not making stuff up. I could have just said it, but I just wanted you to see it. So he was born. Look at that. First of all, he's 24 years old, which is, I'm not going to get into the backwards numbers of 42 because Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state. But anyway, so he was born on March 24th. Okay, pay attention. He's born on March 24th, this guy, all right? All right, so hold on. Well, I don't know. Hold on. I'm looking at somebody's comment. Hold on. What? What do you mean? Hold on. Somebody's mentioning something. What do you mean the player that did not kneel for him wearing 33 as Obama's? What do you mean the guy who did not kneel? What kneeling are you talking about? I'm lost on that. Anyway, so this Damar Hamlin, he's born on 3/24. Okay, just real quick. Let me go back to what I was just showing you. So the guy who collapsed, his initials are 4 and 8. 8-4 backwards, and the 48th prime number is 223, which is this year 2023. 8-4, get it? Okay. Anyway, so from Elvis's birthday to the day this dude is born, look at this. Check this out. Where am I? I can't see because you guys' comments is in my way. Hold on. So from Elvis's birthday to the day that this guy was born, this Damar Hamlin, look at this. It's 2 months, 16 days or 2 months, 17 days. And you know what is the 216th day of the year and the 217 in leap year? Leap year. The 216th day of the year and the 217th day of the year is August 4th. Do you get it? So from Elvis's birthday to 3/24 is 2 months, 16 days, which is the 216 or 217 in leap year is August 4th. And you see, if you add these up, it's 433. The 84th prime number is 433. So even the numbers right here, 216, 217, that's August 4th, the 216 and 217th day of the year. You see how it all connects, okay? Now, that's from Elvis's birthday to Damar Hamlin's birthday. Now, let's see from Damar Hamlin, from the day he collapsed, the collapse date of 1/2, that's when he collapsed, the Monday night game, to 3/24 is 2 months, 23 days. Look at that, 82 days. And you know, the word Seattle equals 82. The name Seattle, it equals 82. But look, 2023, there's your 223, which is, it just happened right in 2023. And why is this important? You're going to see why. But here now pay attention. This happened on the collapse date, okay? But watch what happens when we start from the first of the year to his birthday. Now you're going to see what it's all about. Okay, now pay attention. From the first of the year, hold on, what did I do here? Hold on, something's not right here. Let me start. Hold on. Give me a moment. I gotta double check what I wrote here. Give me 2 seconds, folks. Oh, let me go back. I want to go back to what my question was to that person. Okay, so you're saying that they were kneeling for the Damar Hamlin, and they were all kneeling except for the number 33. And of course, we know the 33 number that they used. And by the way, folks, the reason they use the 33 in all their unbelievable stories on television, because they love to mock Jesus. Because Jesus, he was crucified at the age of 33, and he rose from the dead at 33. Okay, and because it's the number of ascension. All right, because Jesus, like I said, rose from the dead at 33. And by the way, he because the 3 or the 33 is connected. Okay, just like the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit is 3. Jesus rose from the dead after 3 days. It's like I said, it's all about the 3 or the 33, and they love to mock God with that. All right, that's why they use it. But anyway, so you're saying the guy who didn't kneel, his name was Neil, and and uh, and he was born on August 4th. Yeah, that's crazy, unbelievable. I'm reading the chat, folks. That's why I'm. This is unbelievable. Yeah, hold on. Let me just real quick look at the dates that I wanted to look at real quick. I'm just double checking what I wrote before I don't know why, for some reason I'm not understanding what happened here. How did I get I think I wrote one of the numbers wrong here. Hold on, that's why. That's why I'm a little confused. Okay, yeah, I see it now. It's correct. All right. Okay, so pay attention. Oh, hold on. Hold on, folks. All right, back to this. So remember, so pay attention, okay? So from the day that the Monday night game happened, if you add that day from up to his birthday, from the collapse day to his birthday, is 2 months, 23 days, and it's 82 days, okay? Now, if you go from the first of the year, okay, to his birthday, pay attention, okay? So if you go from the first of the year to 324, if you don't add that day, it's 82 days. But if you add that day, it's going to be 83 days. Okay, this was the day he was born, 324. So from the first of the year to 324 is 82 or 83 days. From 324, his birthday, Damar Hamlin, to Trump's birthday, 614, is 82 or 83 days. And if you add the 82 and 83 together, you get 165. June 14th is the 165th day of the year. You see? The day Trump is born. Trump's birthday. Do you get it? You see how perfect that is? From the first of the year. So Damar Hamlin is right in the middle of between his birthday. Okay? That's why he was chosen for this. All right? Now, DeMar Hamlin, check this out. I think he was drafted or he came out, I don't know. He started playing for the Buffalo Bills just like a year and a half ago or something. 2 seasons ago in 21, I think, or something. Anyway, the first jersey number, this is his, right now he was wearing the number 3 when he collapsed. But right before the season started this year, he was wearing 31. Right before the season started, he went to number 3. For some odd reason, right before the season started, he wore the number 3, but he originally had the 31. Okay, so look at this 331 number. And if you've been watching my videos, you know where I'm going with this. Pay attention. Okay, pay attention. So you know Elvis and Jesse, those are the identical twins. Jesse died at birth, right? They both equaled 67 in gematria. If you spell it with the I, that's how it's spelled on his gravestone. The supposed identical twin that died. They both equal 67. The 67th prime number is 331. That's the jersey numbers, 331. Okay, and I told you that 67 is the first number in gematria that equals 162. That's June 11th date. And Elvis, I told you, and Elvis and Jesse both equal 67. 67th prime number is 331. Tupelo area code is 662. If you add two of them, 331 and 331, which would be 662. Because the 67th prime number is 331. There's two of them that day. 331 twice is 662. Do you see? You see how it all connects? What I'm trying to tell you? And that was the jersey number he was wearing. He was wearing the 331 jersey number. This Hamlin dude. Okay. Now, so when this guy got hit, when he collapsed, he was hit by a guy who was wearing the number 85. And Hamlin wore jersey number 3. 85 plus 3 is 88. Elvis turns 88 tomorrow on January 8th. Okay. Today's right now when I'm doing this video is January 7th. Okay. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. Before I move on, I just want to make sure you guys understood what I was showing you. Okay. So I guess everyone understands. Okay. Yeah, God bless all of you. Appreciate everyone in the chat. All right. Okay, so let's move on. That was another. Okay. Now. Hold on. Now I'm going to have to show you something here. What am I doing, man? I'm skipping something here. What did I do? Something's missing here. Hold on. Give me a second here to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so yeah, like I said, this football player connects to the Trump ritual, okay, of Trump getting his head wound on August 4th in Ohio, and that's why DeMar Hamlin, where he collapsed, was in Ohio, and they revived him. You understand? And 3-4 days later, he woke up out of his sleep, his slumber, whatever. All right. And I just showed you all the other connections. Now, what we're going to be watching now is, hold on, let me get these cards out of the way here. So now what we're going to watch is, I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to show you clips of it. We're not actually going to watch anything. So the 45th, and I told you Elvis has been dead for 45 years, and my two predictions are going to happen. Oops. My two predictions are going to happen between while Elvis has been dead for 45 years and Trump is the 45th president. So look at this. So it's the 45th annual Kennedy Award shows, Kennedy Honors, whatever the hell it's called. The 45th. I told you Elvis has been dead for 45 years. Trump is the 45th president, and Kennedy was assassinated. You understand? Okay. And what do they show? They show the name Gladys because they were doing Gladys Knight and the Peepees. Gladys Knight and the Pips. For the people in the videos, you know what the PP stands for. It's connected to Elvis, okay? The whole thing. And anyway, Gladys is Elvis's mother's name, and they had Gladys written all over the place, okay? Because they were celebrating Gladys Knight, right? One of the people. So that's one connection to Elvis. Now let's look at the next one that they brought out. Let's see what this one is. I can't remember now. What is this? Oh, George Clooney. You got the George connection because George Washington, Seattle's in Washington. Seattle's in King County. Elvis is known as the King. And it's all about the George, George Washington. And the word George equals eighth. EIGHT. Eighth. George equals eighth. So that was that. And I'm sure there's more, but I just can't remember it now. Then because this is who they were celebrating. And then they bring out Don Cheadle to talk. Don Cheadle. You got the EL, Donald Trump. But he wasn't celebrated. I think he was bringing somebody else out to talk about. He was just there as a presenter or just a talk. So who's this? Oh, they mentioned a September 11th connection here. I don't want to get into that, but it's anyway, they mentioned 9/11 in there, which is interesting. And then, I'm not going to show that, but you guys know what the 1923 is about. I've talked about that. Then this is the last one I'm going to show. They celebrated U2. You see that? U2? The U is the 21st letter. 21 plus 2 is 23. And this year is the 23rd year. And U is the 21st letter. Hold on, stupid phone. U is the 21st letter times 2 is 42. Elvis died at the age of 42. And Seattle's in Washington. Washington's the 42nd state. So you have that connection with the U2 being celebrated, at this Kennedy Honors. So not a big deal, folks, with that. Okay, that's why I didn't really do a video on it, because it's not that important. Okay, but what another connection is that it happened on 12/28, this Kennedy Honors, and I think from Trump's birthday 6/14 to 12/28 is like 6 months 14 days or 6 months 15 days, which is kind of like a leap year for Trump's birthday. But it's not, you know what I mean? I'm just saying the numbers connect. From Trump's birthday 6/14 to 12/28, I think is 6 months 14 days or 6 months 15 days. Okay. What's it called? Someone's saying that Damar Hamlin, his condition is called comatio. I don't know what the hell that is. Cordis, the CC, the 33. Because Elvis is the CC rider. I forgot to mention that when I was talking about the 33. Because C, the letter C, if you do two of them at CC, it's 3-3. Elvis, every concert he started with, where he would wear the phoenix bird on his outfit, or the dragon, or the peacock, everything to do with the, what we're talking about with the rebirth and the dragon being like the devil. Anyway, uh, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is Elvis would start his concerts with a song called CC Rider. And the word, the letter C, or it can be SEE with the eyes, if when you see with your eyes, or it can be the water C, because he's the beast out of the sea. And he's the CC Rider. You know what I mean? And think about it. Jesus, he walked on water. So basically, it's like saying CC Rider, like he's gonna ride the sea. Okay. And anyway, so that's that with the Kennedy honors nonsense. That's why I didn't do a video on it. It was stupid. Hold on. Yeah, I already mentioned that he got hit by the 85, that football player, and he was wearing the number 3, which makes 88. Yeah, I mentioned that. Anyway, so speaking of Kennedy, because the Kennedy honors, right, I told you, and I already showed there was nothing important to that, but I just showed it anyway for the people who were wondering why I didn't do a video about it. So let's go to the next thing. So you know that JFK was assassinated on 11/2, right? I mean 11/22, right? And which I believe, yeah, which is the 326th day of the year. And the Seattle Kingdom was demolished on 3/26 back in the year 2000, which is now 23 years later when the Seattle event's going to happen. But anyway, the Seattle Kingdom was demolished on March 26th, 3/26, and JFK's assassination was on 11/22, the 326th day of the year. But why am I bringing JFK besides that Kennedy honors thing that I just showed you? Because there was right now in the news, which has been in the news for a long time now, okay, which I explained, this killings happened one day before King Charles's birthday, and the news broke basically the next day. Okay, so it was one day before it happened, the killings. Then the whole, everybody was talking about it like on 11/14 still. All right, so University of Idaho students, UOI equals 45, IOU, get it? Anyway, so Trump is the 45th president. Elvis has been dead for 45 years. The address was 1122 King Street. Okay, there's your JFK connection, because he died on 11/22, assassinated. King, Elvis was known as the King. Okay, and the cross street was Queen. And the King and the Queen died last year, because that's when this happened, this killing. But they're still talking about it in the news today, because the suspect, he was a Washington State student or something, and he was coming from Washington State when he was pulled over. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that the cross street was Queen, and it was on King Street, and JFK's death date, 11/22, that was the address, 1122 King Street. And I told you the 45 right there. But what else? There was something else. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, just remember that has to do with the king and queen. And I told you that this was a day before King Charles' birthday had happened. And interestingly enough, that Buffalo Bills player, that Damar Hamlin, he played for Buffalo. Buffalo's nickname is the Queen City. And that's where that supermarket shooting, and I connected it to Elvis and Trump, that Queen City, in Buffalo shooting of the market. Okay, and anyway, if you don't believe what I'm showing you, okay, look, this dude, look at this. There was a rapper named Young Dolph, and his first album was King of Memphis, because I guess he's born in Memphis, Tennessee, this rapper, and he died. And back in 2021, the King of Memphis thing, right? You see what I'm saying? Because Elvis was born, Elvis died in Memphis, okay? and Elvis was known as the king. Now, just the other day on January 1st, to begin the year, because I told you Elvis turns 88 this year, tomorrow, there was a rapper named Gangsta Boo. Gangsta Boo. Man, these people, man. It was some creature, female creature named, and it was the other name that this Gangsta Boo had was Gangsta Boo was Queen of Memphis. So look, you have a king of Memphis who was killed. You have a queen of Memphis who was shot to death. And that was today. That was just January 1st this year. You see. And why am I bringing that up? Because you see, I told you Elvis died in Memphis, Tennessee, and he lived there since he was the age of 13 after he moved there from Tupelo, Mississippi. And I told you that MT is the same initials as Tupelo, Mississippi, TM, MT. T and M equals 33. So it's the 3333, which equals 66. The word twin equals 66. Do you get it? So he went from Tupelo, Mississippi, the TM, to the MT. Elvis anagram is lives because his tomb is empty. Get it? All right. And 3333 equals 66. M is the 13th letter. T is the 20th letter. Makes 33. Okay. And he left Tupelo, Mississippi. TM. Okay. Anyway, Martin Luther King was assassinated on 4/4. The king was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis was living at the time. Okay. I've done many videos about this. Go and watch it. Anyway, he was killed on 4/4. Memphis, Tennessee. He was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, Martin Luther King. Elvis died in Memphis, Tennessee. And Elvis was living there and by the way, the king was killed 33 years after Elvis was born. 1935, he was killed in 68. So 33 years later, you see all about the 33, like I just mentioned? You see what I'm saying? Basically, he was killing his twin. Elvis's twin supposedly died at birth. Elvis kills his twin, the king, in Memphis, Tennessee, 33 years later. You get it? MTTM 3333 is 66. Hold on. Before I move on, is there anyone? Hold on, folks. I want to get this ready real quick. I'm going to show you a video in a little while. Wait a minute. Someone's mentioning about Don Cheadle. That's funny. I didn't know that. Because what's funny is there's something about some movie called White Noise. Wait till you hear this. This is unbelievable. Because I was going to show something that had to do with an old movie that had to do with white noise. So someone's saying that in a movie called White Noise, Don Cheadle is an actor in the movie obsessed with Elvis. I'm reading the comment. That's why. So he's obsessed with Elvis, this Don Cheadle. And I told you Cheadle has the EL at the end and he's got the Don. There's more, I'm sure. I just wasn't prepared to talk about him, folks. But that's interesting. I'm going to have to show you that white noise clip probably in this video too. So somebody remind me to talk about that a little bit later. Hold on. Oh, and that rapper, that woman rapper, the Queen of Memphis, someone just mentioned it, that it was a part of some band called the 3-6 Mafia. And I've told you that if you add the numbers 1 through 36, it equals 666 plus 3 and then sixes. You give them 3 sixes is 666. But if you add all the numbers between 1 and 36, it's 666. Okay, so I just want to make sure you guys understood that. And real quick, I just want to remind you again, before I show you this next thing, that um, oh, that's crazy. Someone's saying that Biden is going to be in El Paso on Elvis's birthday tomorrow. And you know, I told you guys about that, about the El Paso, because Trump, I'm not Trump, there was a two back-to-back shootings back in 2019. Okay. Um, it was on August 3rd and August 4th. And the August 4th mass shooting was in Ohio, which I told you Trump's hit his head August 4th in Ohio. And I was saying that before that event happened. Okay. So for the people who know, I was telling everybody that it was going to happen in Ohio on August 4th. And then that event happened, the August 4th mass shooting, and then August 3rd was the El Paso mass shooting. And I connected it all because the EL means God in Hebrew, not in Spanish. In Hebrew, EL means God, and Paso means past. So it's God past, like God dies. That's what they're saying basically. And then, you know, and then like I told you, Trump comes back he heals from his deadly wound. That happened, you know, back then. Anyway, someone's mentioning another rapper from Memphis called Project Pat, which is the Pee-Pee. That's why Elvis married Priscilla, to become Priscilla Presley, the Pee-Pee. Anyway, real quick. So remember, Martin Luther King, pay attention, okay, before I show you this next thing, okay? Martin Luther King, okay? Martin Luther King. This is so important, folks. It's driving me crazy. You don't understand. I'm losing my mind with this because it's so incredible, this puzzle, that like I said, you'd have to be crazy to figure it out, right? Anyway, so you have to have a mind like this. You get what I'm saying, to figure it out. But anyway, so Martin Luther King, he was killed in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis was living, and Elvis was known as the King. So the King, Elvis, kills the King, Luther Martin, right? And I mean, he didn't kill him, but you know what I'm saying. He had him whacked, let's say, if he actually died. You get what I'm saying? It's a ritual. Anyway, he and you know, and I told you Seattle is in King County, okay? And anyway, so it's connected to the king. That was the whole point I was trying to make, okay? And it happened on 4/4 in Memphis, Tennessee, right, where Elvis lived at the time. So now pay attention. So guess what's in the news now? El Chapo is back in the news, and I'm gonna tell you what I mean by El Chapo in a moment. But let's see who El Chapo is first. So the drug king pin is like a needle, isn't it? And I told you the Space Needle. Anyway, the Seattle is in King County, right? I was just telling. Remember, I told you Martin Luther King was killed on 4/4. El Chapo, chop the O, the EL. Elvis has the EL. Chapo, even though it's pronounced Chop O. Born 4/4. Look at that. He's born 4/4, just like the King, Martin Luther King. I just explained it to you. All right. And this dude's name, this El Chapo, his original name was Joaquin Guzman. If you know my videos, you know what the man and son is all about. Because my original 3 codes were king, man, son. Okay. And I'll explain in the end of the video again about my codes. But Joaquin, connecting to the Phoenix. You understand what I'm saying? Elvis is the walking Phoenix. Anyway, he's the CC rider. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, so Joaquin connects to the Phoenix. But he was first arrested June 10th in 1993. That's one day before, you know, the 6/11 Seattle thing that I'm always talking about. So this is the father, El Chapo. And now, because I'll tell you why it's in the news, because his son, El Chapo's son, was arrested, I think, or something like that. He's in the news. That's why El Chapo's back in the news. El Chapo's son is born on 3/29, which is the 88th day of the year. Okay. So that's another connection to Elvis being 88. I told you this year. And the L stands for Elvis. Do you get it? Okay. Now, why is this important? Because check this out. The father, El Chapo, he broke out of prison in 2015. Okay. And he was recaptured for his final arrest in a bloody shootout raid, whatever the hell. He got captured January 8th, 2016. January 8th, 2016 is when he was captured, okay? And why is that important? Because when he was captured on 1/8/16, this El Chapo, Elvis was born on 1/8. Elvis died on 8/16. You see? 1/8/16 he was captured. 1/8/16. You see? And I told you Elvis is 88 years old. And on 6/11, 6/11/88. You see? That's when the Seattle event happened, 6/11. At when Elvis is 88 years old, you see? Anyway, and between Elvis's son, El Chapo the father and El Chapo's son, he was arrested on 1/5, where 29 people were killed or something like that. I don't know. But look, the father was arrested on 1/8/16 when he was recaptured, and the son was arrested on 1/5/23. Look at that. 6 years, 11 months, 28 days. 6/11 is the 163rd day of the year. Look, 16/23, 162, 163, 6/11. You see? Are you getting it? Are you getting what I'm spitting out, folks? So let me just see your comments before I move on. I got to end the video, folks. I'm starting to get, my throat is starting to hurt. Okay, yeah, so you're getting it, right? I hope you guys are understanding what I'm putting out there. Man. Okay, so that was that whole El Chapo thing. And it's interesting that this, who else was in the news on that same day that football player went down was a guy named Jeremy Renner. And Jeremy Renner's initials is J.R. Renner, I'm sorry, Jeremy Renner. He's an actor, this dude. And his initials, J.R., is, and isn't that interesting? J.R. was the guy who was shot on that show Dallas. And you know, JFK was shot in Dallas, Texas, right? And anyway, Jeremy Renner, JR initials, is 10 and 18. That's what it equals, JR, 10 and 18, the initials. And that's the 118 kind of like with Elvis's birthday type of thing, 18. But it's also the 118th Congress, 118, if you get it, if you don't count the zero. 1018 is 118 without the zero. But anyway, because, you know, the 118th Congress, which was what I was talking about earlier. Why is Jeremy Renner important? Because guess when Jeremy Renner's birthday is? Let's find out. When was Jeremy Renner born? Anyways, I already know, but I just thought that stupid Google would tell you. He's born on January 7th, which is today. Today's January 7th for here in California. And tomorrow is Elvis's birthday, January 8th. So he's born one day before Elvis's birthday, you know. I believe that Nicolas Cage also has that same birthday and a few other people. Oh yeah, someone's saying a Bible verse, Luke 10:18. I beheld Satan falling like lightning. That's right. And Elvis, you know, Elvis used the lightning bolt as his logo, the TCB logo, taking care of business, which I explained to you guys what that's all about. But but he would use the lightning bolt as his symbol. Oh yeah, that's right. It sounds like Dahmer, yeah, and they're talking about this Jeffrey Dahmer dude recently. Interesting. He's been in the news lately too. And Damar sounds like Dahmer, yeah, that football player. Anyway, so that was the Jeremy Renner thing. Because I forgot to mention why Jeremy Renner. He was in the news because of some snow plowing accident. Okay, so you make whatever you want out of that. I don't know. Um, so that's why he was in the news. Okay, now, and then you had the Pope Benedict, Benedict in his name. Pope Benedict died, and I told you what's important about the Benedict because the initials for Pope P and B is 16-2 or 216. Get it? That's the June 11th or August 4th day, 216th day of the year, or the 162nd day of the year is June 11th. But anyway, he was the 16th, so it's 162 back. I mean this way, and then 216 this way. You get what I'm saying? June 11th, and then August 4th. 216th day of the year. Anyway, Pope Benedict died. And okay, let me just talk to you about this. So I mentioned this in another live stream that Tom Hanks, who did that Elvis movie, okay, with Austin Butler, this Tom Hanks in every movie, he has an Elvis connection. I'm telling you, this dude somehow, and he was the one who did that movie Sleepless in Seattle. But anyway, Tom Hanks has a connection to Elvis, like I said, big time. All right, and he has another movie coming out called Asteroid City. Look at that. What is that? What is it? What are they saying? And it's a June release because I told you the June 11th event is this year, in Seattle. So what's this Asteroid City movie? Because he was, like I said, he was in that Elvis movie with Austin Butler recently. So that's why you got to be, looking out for that. They might be telling us something. And AC is Antichrist initials. Asteroid City. Okay. Now, like in the movie Castaway had an Elvis connection. I told you he even had a movie called Hologram for a King, which doesn't even make any sense. It had nothing to do with a hologram for a king. But anyway, because Elvis is he's the king connection and the hologram. Who knows? They might do a hologram of Elvis. I don't know. And he had the Sleepless in Seattle. And even in Forrest Gump, he had Elvis, talked about Elvis a few times. Yeah, you got to see it too. He taught Elvis how to dance, supposedly, in that movie. What else? Oh, and what's important is about Tom Hanks, beside the movie that he did in the Elvis movie, he was the first famous person to get the 19 crown corona. You understand? Because corona means crown in Spanish. He was the one to get the 19 crown sickness. He was the first one, first famous person. And what was Tom Hanks doing when he got the sickness? He was filming the Elvis movie, because I told you the crown is connected to Elvis. Elvis is looking for his crown because he needs that 19 crown to get to the Lucifer number. You guys don't understand what I'm talking about, but if you've seen my video called Lucifer Loses His S, the letter S, equals 19 crown, you'll understand what it's all about. All right. And you'll completely get it in the near future when I do another video about it. It's gonna blow your mind. But anyway, so let me. Oh, and by the way, at this year's Rose Parade, and the word rose, get it? Because you rise from the dead, get it? Because Jesus rose from the dead. And this year's Rose Parade, the honoree, the guest honor, whatever they call the Grand Marshal of the parade, was Gabby Giffords, the one that got the head wound. Okay? You understand? Got the head wound. This year was the Grand Marshal of the Rose Parade. All right? And why is that important? What was the date that Gabby Giffords was shot in the head? Stupid Google. Hey Google, what was the date that Gabby Giffords was shot?
Here is information from
You
Wikipedia.
make me sick. The date Gabby Giffords was shot. Oh, you make me sick, Google. You piece of garbage. Anyway, the shooting was on January 8th, okay? Where is it? January 8th, 2011. That's Elvis's birthday. The head wound. Gabby Giffords got the head wound, man. You understand? Right? I'm not going to... Stupid Google. Anyway. Where am I? Oh yeah, good. I'm glad you brought that up with Tom Hanks. Good catch there with his son, because I've talked about his son, because he was in the news for acting like a fool. This was it Colin Hanks? I'm not sure which Hanks. No, it was Chet Hanks. It was Chet Hanks, his other son. Chet Hanks is born on August 4th. Okay, so there's another connection with Tom Hanks there. Okay. Oh, and you're saying his son, Colin Hanks, was in the movie Elvis and Nixon? Wow, I didn't know that. So his other son was in that movie, huh? And why did Elvis, by the way, why did Elvis visit Nixon? He was the only president that Elvis visited. Why? Why did Elvis visit Nixon? Because Nixon was the 37th president, which is the EL. The letters 3 or 7 or 7-3. Look, if you turn it the other way, it looks like the EL. EL means God in Hebrew. And that's why Elvis starts with the EL. And that's why he visited Nixon. And what did he give the president as a gift? He gave him a Colt 45. And let me tell you something. That's why the 45. It's because gun, you understand? It's a gun. Gun equals 42 in gematria. Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state. And the 45 he gave it because Trump is the 45th president, and then he gave the president a 45. The word Colt equals June. June is the Seattle event, and the 45 connected because Elvis has been dead for 45 years now. Trump is the 45th president. He gave the 45 to a president. Trump's going to be the one who gets the head wound. Do you get it? All right. It just goes on and on. And I told you the word Colt equals the same as the word June in gematria. June also equals Bush. Bush was the president during 9/11. It's all connected. Bush equals June. Okay? What else? You see, I can't stop. Once I get going, I can't stop talking. Interesting that the three of the people that I talked about, oh, forget it. I'm not going to mention that. It's too complicated. Hold on. Oh, and the Colt 45 was a 1911 Colt 45. Wow, good catch. I think I might have mentioned it a long time ago, but I'm not even sure. But it does sound familiar, yeah. Good catch. All right, where am I? I got completely sidetracked here. Anyway, Gabby Giffords got the head wound on January 8th, Elvis's birthday, and she survived. You see what I'm saying? And she was the Grand Marshal of the Rose Parade, all right? That's what's so important about this, all right? Yeah, that's right. Tom Hanks' first, important role was Bosom Buddies, connecting to like a twin, you know what I mean? Two people, bosoms, bosoms are two, and you know what I'm saying. Where am I? There was something I saw here. Somebody said something I wanted to, darn it. Yeah, I missed it. There was something I was going to mention. I can't remember. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't. I wish I could remember what it was. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that. Tomorrow, there's going to be an auction of Elvis's airplane. And Elvis's airplane goes on auction.
According to Smithsonian Magazine, Meckham Auctions hopes some devoted Elvis superfan will.
Hold on. But check out how much he paid for it. He originally paid. I don't know what's going on here. They're saying that the auction might be tomorrow or something for this airplane. Elvis's plane goes on auction January 8th. $840,000. I think that's the original price he paid. Yeah, Elvis Presley's $840,000 red velvet private jet. He paid $840,000. That's your 8-4 connection. But yeah, I don't know what day it's going to go up for auction, but they're saying January 8th, some people. And that's what I had heard a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know if that's still true. So if you guys are sure, it says the King's jet will be going up for auction on January 8th in Kissimmee, Florida. So that's what it says. So what is the area code for Kissimmee, Florida?
Area code 407. According to area codes.
Interesting. Hold on. Anyway, somebody's mentioning the Kraken thing again. Like I told you, Elvis is the Kraken, the beast out of the sea, the phoenix rising, the goat. Okay, he is. I forget. There was one other thing. I keep forgetting what it is. No, I don't think I had any more to say about the El Chapo thing. Anyway, the Kraken thing, about the Kraken, you know that there's supposedly a variant of this, of this certain virus that's going around. We'll see if it really gets around, if you know what I'm saying. And they're calling it the Kraken. So, and remember, I was telling you I was calling it the Elvis the Kraken before even Seattle named its hockey team the Kraken. So I told you they know what's going on, folks. I mean, and I'm telling you, Elvis is connected to the Seattle June 11th event, and the Seattle team calls the thing the Kraken. And their logo is in the shape of an anchor, and the Space Needle is in the middle. And what does an anchor do? It sinks to the bottom of the water. So that's their logo for the Seattle Kraken team. The Space Needle as an anchor. Say goodbye to it. That's basically what they're telling you. Okay, so let me just show. And by the way, just to put it out there, that remember when I told you Gabby Giffords was shot on January 8th, Elvis's birthday. Gabby Giffords has the same initials, and who was the other congressperson to get shot was Steve Scalise. Steve Scalise was shot on 6/14, which is Trump's birthday. So you have that 1/8 connection to the congresswoman, which was shot on Elvis's birthday. Same initials, Gabby Giffords. Steve Scalise, same initials, gets shot on Trump's birthday. Congressman, okay? And I there's a bunch of son and man codes in those stories, but I'm not going to get into that because I told you the son and man, the king man son code is the first codes that I came out with. I had got those codes from the O.J. Simpson trial. For the people who don't know, that's how I got it. That's how all of my revelations started back in 1993, I think, whatever year the O.J. Simpson trial started. Anyway, so what else was I going to show here before I end the video? Okay, so let me end the video here. I'm going to show one more thing here. Let's watch this together. This was a commercial that I saw. Look, when I was watching this New Year's Eve, whatever the hell it was. Look, first of all, they put the words Fansville. This is a commercial. I showed this the other day. Okay, Fansville equals the word Rocket Man. And I told you Elvis is the Rocket Man. And why am I saying that? Because Elvis was born on January 8th. And you know Rocket Man? Who was calling who Rocket Man? Trump was calling Kim Ding Dong the North Korean dictator. He was calling Kim Ding Dong, the North Korean dictator, uh, Rocket Man, because the North Korean dictator Kim Ding Dong was born on January 8th, Elvis's birthday, and that's why he was calling him Rocket Man. Elvis is the Rocket Man.
Presented by Dr. Pepper.
A Category 5 wave has broken containment from the stadium and is heading straight for Fansville. A tsunami wave?
No, something is coming.
Oh no, it's the wave.
I refuse to participate in this!
The wave? What is this, the 80s?
No.
Next season,
Make sure there's Dr. Pepper in there!
prepare to cheer. Dr. Pepper, the one fan.
Okay, first of all, notice that it's got the PP. I told you, it's all about the 1616. The 16th letter of the alphabet is the PP. And from Elvis's birthday, you go forward 1616 days, it lands on June 11th. And look, you got the 23 right there for this year. You got the word die, all right? And, I mean, there's more on there. Like, look, Elvis's birthday is right there, 1-8, and then you have the 88. That I don't care about so much, but there was other stuff. I can't remember now. The fourth letter of the alphabet is the D, and the P is the start, is the 16th. It's the same numbers as Trump's birthday, 614. It's 416. But what's important is that they're talking about a tsunami. I told you Elvis equals water, Elvis equals reset. And notice, look, he's got an S on his face, this guy. Okay, they're talking about Seattle, and then this girl, the girl right there, because it has to do with state, okay, and Seattle. Listen, if you had a EL, another EL right here, it would equal the word Seattle. Seattle is SEATTLE, EL. State. God, EL, state. You see him? Anyway, EL, state, is the word Seattle, the anagram. You see what I'm saying? EL, state. So, and by the way, the word state is the word Janus. So that means if you add EL to the word Janus, it would equal the word Seattle. Same exact. And Janus is the two-faced God. You see? And she got the number 23 on her face. Seattle, 23. You get it? And what does she say?
Stadium and is heading straight for Fansville. A tsunami wave?
Tsunami wave. You see that? Let's watch it from the beginning again. Rocket Man.
On Fansville, presented by Dr. Pepper.
A Category 5 wave has broken containment from the stadium and is heading straight for Fansville. A tsunami wave?
No, something is coming.
Oh no, it's the wave. I refuse to participate in this!
The wave? What is this, the 80s?
No.
Next season,
Make sure there's Dr. Pepper in there!
prepare to cheer.
Anyway, so you make what you want out of that. Yeah. What do you guys think of that? Let's see. Let me read some of the stuff you guys are saying here. Wait a minute. Wait. What? Somebody's saying something. I got to go back and look at that. Yeah, that's a good point. Someone's saying that the Ville is like the word, like Fanville. Looks like the Elvis. That's right. It's Elvis fan. You're right. I can't believe I didn't even look at that. So ridiculous. Yeah, it's exactly what you said. That's why they put the S in there. Fansville. It's Elvis. Yeah, that's right. Good catch. I missed that. In Fansville. And let me show it just in case for the people who don't know what I'm talking about. Because I told you it's Rocket Man. Look, it's Elvis backwards, technically. ELVIS right there. It's like the Levi's logo. The word lives, I told you. Anyway, that Fansville equals the word Rocket Man. Okay. Someone's saying something about somebody named Hardcore Elvis. I'm not sure what that is. You might have got me on that one. I'm not. Hey, look, I've been through so. I mean, researched so much. There's a possibility I've seen it before and just don't remember. I have to go back and look. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking at the anagrams you're writing. Yeah, for what that Fansville. Anyway, so anyway, look, they're kind of telling you, you know, something's coming. You see what the guy said, like in a serious tone. Something is coming, you know. No, he had to have the name Elvis because Elvis is EL sixes. Okay, for the people who don't know what I'm talking about, VI in Roman numerals is the number 6. So you have EL for God, VI 6, and then an S, sixes. EL sixes, 666 God. You get what I'm saying? Or 66. It could, because 6 is more than 1. So it could be 66 or 666 or 66666. You get what I'm saying? It just goes on and on. Okay. Anyway, so the last thing, which is something I've already talked about. So you remember the Elvis movie. This is just unreal. Please tell me, folks, are you telling me that Elvis is going to be at the Oscars this year? I mean, is this real? I mean, think about it. You were going to see Elvis references at the Oscars this year. And just, think about it, folks. Because, years ago, I used to tell everybody what the Oscars means. It's got the O and then the scar. You know what I mean? That it's like the kind of like the, I don't know, like the Phantom of the Opera type of thing, or the Beast, face, where half the face is messed up or something. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen when Trump gets his head wound. But the point is that Elvis is listen, folks, Elvis is the beast that is going to be worshipped, but Trump is going to make sure that happens. That's why they needed Trump. That's why Elvis needed to be gone, but still here, because the beast that is not. If you read the Bible, which I talked about in the last video, he is the dude. But they needed that twin connection because Elvis's twin had to die at birth, be sacrificed if he died. I'm just saying, the ritual was there. Trump is the replacement twin. Trump had to be there to make sure that Elvis's image gets worshipped because Trump has Elvis's image. If you look at the profile of Elvis and Trump, they kind of have the same profile, folks. And even Trump admits that he looked like Elvis when he was younger. So something is going on, who knows, because there was a movie called The Identical, and I believe that it starred that dude who was in the Elvis movie. What's his name? What's his stupid name? Hold on. The cast of The Identical.
The Identical has a cast of more than 60 actors.
Ray Liotta. It was about Elvis, that movie. Elvis and his twin. They're saying that they gave the twin away at birth in that movie, The Identical. Because it has to do with Elvis. And so they gave the twin away instead of actually saying that they actually killed it. Or whether he died or not. But anyway, so Ray Liotta just recently died. Think about that. How old was Ray Liotta when he died?
According to NPR,
Listen.
The actor Ray Liotta has died. According to his publicist, Jennifer Allen, Liotta was in the Dominican Republic shooting the movie Dangerous Waters when he
Water.
died in his sleep. He was 67 years old.
So I did a video about that. Ray Liotta, the guy who played in the movie The Identical, okay, he played the father that took one of the twins, okay? He wasn't the father of the twins, but he took the twins and raised it. So Ray Liotta dies at 67, and I showed you all the connections earlier with the 67 because Elvis equals 67, Jesse equals 67 in gematria. 67 is the first number that equals 162. 162nd day of the year is June 11th, and I told you the 67th prime is 331, and Elvis and Jesse both equal 67. So if 67th prime number is 331, you get two of them, 67, 67, and they both equal 331. 331 would be 331 twice is 662, and the 662 area code is Tupelo, Mississippi, where they were born, the Identicals. Okay, you understand? It's a monster puzzle that you're seeing, and folks, if you're wondering how is this possible, you got to understand that they have. If you think there's only a few people involved in this, you're crazy. Okay. This is a something they've been planning for centuries, folks. You don't understand. This was the time where, this was all ready to go, man. I'm telling you, folks. All right. This is like fallen angel technology that you're seeing in front of you. All these things. Okay. Everything that they're doing in this world is, everything that comes from them, folks. All right. There's no way that people can invent these kind of things. It's crazy. Anyway, so this Ray Liotta dies at 67, and he was filming a movie called Dangerous Waters. What are they trying to say? I just told you, we're talking about tsunami. We're talking about Elvis equaling water in gematria. Exact same numbers, forward and backward. Elvis equals water. Elvis equals reset. Okay. Same exact numbers. Okay. Anyway, so that was that. But anyway, we're talking about the Oscars, the O-Scar. Okay. Oscars this year is going to have an Elvis connection, folks. Okay. Elvis is going to be at the Oscars this year. And now if Elvis gets an Oscar in 2023, I'm going to lose my mind because this is ridiculous. How obvious are they going to make this? So Elvis, if Austin Butthead gets a Oscar, I'm going to lose it, But anyway, who knows? Maybe Elvis will win Best Movie. Who knows what they're going to do? There's not very many good movies out there. And what was the number one movie? What's going to go up for an Oscar? What's going to go up for an Oscar that same time? Take a look, pay attention. First of all, when it came out, the movie, the Elvis movie, it was on June 24th. Okay. 6/24/2022. That's 666 because 6, then the 24 is 2 + 4 is 6. Then you have 222. 2022 is 6. So 666, right? But no big deal with that. But 6/24, when Elvis movie came out on the old Julian calendar, because we're on the Gregorian calendar, on the Julian calendar, 6/24 would be 6/11. Our 6/24 would be 6/11 on the Julian calendar. Okay, so, which is the day I'm telling you that the Seattle event happens. Now, that was when the Elvis movie came out. So the Elvis movie comes out. What went up against it when it came out? Top Gun. I told you that Gun is with the Nixon connection. When Elvis gave Nixon a Colt 45, he's been dead for 45 years, Elvis. You understand? He on August 16th of 2022, last year, he turned 45 years dead. Okay? He died at the age of 42. But anyway, Gun equals 42. Washington's a 42nd state, but he's been dead for 45 years, okay? And Trump is the 45th president. So anyway, Top Gun went up against Elvis movie, all right, when it came out. And the Gun equals 42. So it's the top 42, basically, it's trying to say. The Top Gun, the top 42. Anyway, so what's going to go up against Elvis in the Oscars? Top Gun, most likely. And unless something, I don't know. I don't know when is the cutoff point for movies for this year's Oscars. But anyway, Top Gun, Elvis, and Avatar, The Way of Water. Get it? Elvis equals water. Elvis equals reset. And Elvis, Top Gun, and water go up against each other. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, is this what it's going to happen at the Oscars? You got to be kidding. Yeah, Top Gun 2. Yeah. Top Gun 2. That's right. Isn't it? That's what it was, right? There's two of them. Two guns. And 42 and 42 equals 84. If you gun twice, is 42, 42 would be 84. Okay? I mean, like I said, this puzzle is just beyond comprehension, man. I mean, you can't, nobody can come up with this stuff. This has to be something, like I said, that's why I said the only person that could reveal this would be the Holy Spirit, through through what I'm showing you here. And the only reason he chose me because I was obsessed with Elvis, and I'm obsessed with the truth. There was no other way around it. Okay, it had to be me that came up with this. To bring it forward. Of course, it was all from the Holy Spirit. If you know how I came up with the dates and everything, you'd understand. All right, how it all was supernatural. The dates. I didn't just come up with it on my own. It was shown to me by the Holy Spirit. You'd have to see it to understand it. Yeah. So, listen, somebody's asking me a question. I don't understand what your question is, but can the devil show things to people? I mean, yeah, the devil can persuade people to do stuff, but it can't, you're making a free choice to do something. But I can tell you right now, the information I'm giving you is not coming from the devil. You understand? This is an absolute 100% from the Holy Spirit. There's no other way around it, folks. Like I said, you have to have eyes to see and ears to hear to fully grasp this. Okay, you have to be spiritual. And when I say spiritual, I mean from the Holy Spirit, not from some unknown spirit. All right, this is from the Holy Spirit. All right. Yeah. Just a minute ago I was telling you guys 42 plus 42 is 84, right? And 84 plus 84 is 168, and that's Elvis's death date backwards, 16/8, 168, right? Is 8/16 he died. But anyway, there's just so much I could just keep going on and on. I need to end the video. It's already been an hour and 40 minutes, folks, and I haven't stopped talking. There's just one last thing I want to show you is that, I don't know if you can see this, but Austin Butler, his name in gematria, okay, equals 162 forwards, 162 backwards. Look at that. You have the 45, because Elvis has been dead for 45 years, and 8118 backwards is Elvis's birthday. But look, what am I showing here? Oh, yeah, on the Julian calendar, 8/17, his birthday, Austin Butler, would be 8/4. And look, 1 is 7 is 8. I'll tell you why this is important in a minute, but 8/1, 1 is 7 is 8, so it'd be kind of like the 8/8, because I told you Trump comes back 8/8. But look, 8/17 is 8/4 on the Julian calendar. All right. Our calendar to the Julian calendar, and Trump gets his head when 8/4, comes back on 8/8, but it's 8 plus 1 is 7 is 8. And Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio. Ohio's the 17th state. Why do you think this guy was chosen? And Austin Butler, his name equals 162 forward, 162 backwards. June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. You see? And it's the same numbers as 216, which is August 4th, 216 date. You know what I mean? Anyway, just real quick, let me just end it with this. I told you that that the twins, just for the new people if they haven't seen my videos, they were both born on 1/8, and I'm almost done, folks. I told you when Elvis and Jesse were both born on, on 1/8. And if you say the date backwards, it's 8/1, like they do in the UK. They would say 8/1 is the date. We say 1/8. So if you add that up, because there's two of them born that day, 1/8 is 216. And if you say it backwards, it's 162. That's your August 4th is the 216th day of the year. And June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. And the words, if you just put the two words identical twins, it equals 162 forwards, 216 backwards, identical twins. Just the words identical twins equals that. 162 forwards, 216 backwards. Anyway, I've had enough. All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. For the people who got in late, you better watch from the beginning or you're not going to understand it, okay? All right. And for the people whose comments I didn't see, I apologize, but I told you folks, I have just too much on my mind. So anyway, yeah. And what, real quick about the name Jesse, you know that, that Jesus, he comes from the line of King David. King David came from the line of Jesse, okay, in the Bible. So that's my point. There's another connection right there to the Jesse, connection. Supposed Elvis's identical twin that died at birth. And Jesse kind of is like the first three letters of Jesus, JES. You understand? It's, like I said, folks, it's all connected. All right. Last minute, folks. Any last comments? For the people, like I said, for the people who got in late, you got to start from the beginning. I did a whole hour and 40 minutes because it's super important because tomorrow is Elvis's birthday. So it doesn't mean anything's going to happen, folks. It's just letting you know that all these things have happened recently, okay? And I'm going to be doing another live stream to tell you guys something is about a particular person that they might get rid of, if you know what I'm saying. I'll let you know why in a future video. Yeah, anyway, but this is in a couple of weeks I'm going to do the video and I'll tell you why. It's going to be predictive programming, okay, connecting to this person that connects to my predictions, okay? But I don't want to give it away yet. Anyway, no, I'm not going to be doing a live stream tomorrow. No, unless something big happens. Yeah, some predictive programming. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not going to do any live streams for a while because I know this hurt my throat. Doing this many hours. All right, folks. Yeah, to anybody whose birthday is tomorrow, happy birthday. I know you, because there's somebody in the chat whose birthday is tomorrow. Anyway, happy birthday to you. And I'll see you guys. Like I said, Elvis's birthday is tomorrow, January 8th. And for the people watching tomorrow, that would be today, if you're watching it on January 8th. But anyway, all right, folks, take care. God bless everybody. All right. And remember, you need to repent, okay? Get right with God now, folks. You better start believing. Don't wait till last minute because you might not get that chance. You might not get a chance, folks, to repent. All right? And you got to believe in Jesus. He's your Lord and Savior, our Lord and Savior, and he's the only way. Okay? He's your only way into heaven. All right. Take care. End of video. Jesus is God.